In this question, we're given that Ariel and Hayden have put money aside. And Hayden's account balance at the end of a certain amount of time, or weeks, is given by this line right here. And we have to determine which of these statements here is true, given some information about Ariel. Well, let's start by interpreting Hayden's graph. It looks like Hayden started by putting $50 aside. And then after each week, if I go over to week 1, he's up to $60. After week 2, up to $70. After week 3, up to $80. So it looks like he's putting aside $10 each week. So for Hayden's balance, initial value of $50, and then the rate of change is $10 per week. And that's a positive $10 per week. Now let's look at what Ariel has. She starts with $200. So we can go to the graph and plot that. Ariel starts with $200. And then she spends $20 each week. So after week 1, she'd have $20 less, or in other words, she'd have $180. After week 2, she'd have $20 less, or $160, etc. And we can draw a line through these points. And fill in the chart here. Ariel's initial value is $200. And in her case, she's spending $20 a week. So her rate of change is minus $20 per week. Okay, let's take a look at our statements. The first one says that Hayden will have less money in his account than Ariel in week 5. Well, if we look at week 5, we go all the way up here, we see that they have exactly the same amount of money in their accounts. So A is not true. Next, it says that Hayden will always have more money in his account than Ariel. Well, if we move from left to right here, we can see that Hayden has less money in his account until week 5, and then he has more money in his account. So he will not always have more money, and therefore this statement is not true. Next, it says that Ariel starts with less money in her account than Hayden. Well, if we look at the graph, Ariel starts with $200 versus Hayden's $50, so she has more money initially. Therefore, this statement is not true. Okay, let's take a look at the last one. Ariel has more money in her account than Hayden in week 4. So let's go to week 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, go up to the graphs and see what happens. So Hayden at week 4 has about $90 and Ariel has $120. So it is true, Ariel has more money in her account in week 4. And so the right answer is D. And we should finish off by labeling this graph here. This is for Ariel.